What's going on, everyone? It's Dusty Go-Go. I just watched the August 18th Pokemon Presents. They were not messing around. BDSP is going to be a faithful remake. Let's talk about some of the things that I'm most excited for. The biggest thing for me, which isn't even that big of a thing, it's a small feature, but it's such an obvious slam dunk. Pokemon will follow you. Pokemon following you was a Generation 4 mechanic that actually did debut in Diamond and Pearl, but it was limited to a certain subsection of the game. It was fully explored in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and those are the games that I grew up playing. Those were some of the most immersive games for me when I was younger. Remastering these Sinnoh games in such a faithful way would not feel complete without re-implementing following Pokemon. Again, it's a silly thing. A lot of people think it's way overblown, but it adds such a deep feeling of immersion. If your buddy Pokemon can follow behind you, if you have a shiny Pokemon and you can see that it's shiny behind you, it's a good feeling. I also think just watching the anime, the existence of the anime and the Shouldermon, it's a silly feature, but they gave it to us, which means they're listening. The biggest roster of following Pokemon was in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. That was the starting point, but then in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, they really gave each of the monsters like a ton of character. They only had about 153, I think it was, Pokemon to implement into the game, but they did a whole lot with it. Every single monster has a unique animation, a following style. Someone run up ahead of you, someone, trail behind because they're slow, like Magikarp, and some you can even ride. I think it was a great implementation. Sword and Shield essentially just took the running animation from Pokemon Camp and just tacked that feature right at the end of the DLC. I do believe it was a last-minute implementation just to cool fans off from all the national deck stuff. But it looks like in BDSP, this is a true feature that's actually being implemented properly. Again, it's silly. I gotta say, it's silly, but I love it. And I think a lot of people share that sentiment. So it says that you have to wait to progress to a certain point in the game before you unlock this feature. I'm hoping that just means after you get your Pokedex and some Pokeballs. I think in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you did get it right as you got a Pokemon, but you don't get a Pokemon for maybe 10 minutes of the game. I'm hoping it's more similar to that because it's a lot of fun to play in the early routes with your baby Pokemon and then watch them grow. Cross your fingers. Pokemon contests are back. I have not played contests since probably Generation 4. It'll be nice to have an additional way to interact with my Pokemon that isn't battling, right? That isn't making my Pokemon fight to the death. All of this art is so great to look at. Empoleon, Roserade, yeah, I think this will be fun. There's like, I would say 3 generations of people who just don't know what Pokemon contests are. All right, now we get to the Grand Underground. This is better than what anyone expected. I do remember there was a rumor a few months ago talking about how the Underground map is going to be like a 1-for-1 exact remake of the mainland of Sinnoh. And you do kind of see that here. Where there's beaches in the mainland, there's like a beachy underground cave system in the underground. Where there's snow, it's a little snowier. Underneath Mount Coronet, you have fire, which, Mount Coronet isn't fire, but you would think that there'd be something a little bit more deadly underneath, the Grand Mountain. That makes sense. Where there's flowers and a lot of pastures, you see those underground pasture areas in the underground. I'm gonna have to revisit that rumor. It is the coolest thing to see new biomes underneath Sinnoh. I don't think that we can say that BDSP is gonna be a hollow game anymore in just a 1-for-1 remake. The fact that they essentially double the amount of land that you can travel along. We still have all of our linear routes in the base Sinnoh, but underneath that, we have all these new biomes, which is essentially a wild area where there's wild Pokemon that pop up just like in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, just like the wild area, where we can interact with these Pokemon. This really does get me fired up, and what's cool is that in the fire area, there's fire and rock Pokemon. There's also a Sentret, that's a little weird. But then you have this like cave system, and then there's like this beachy cave system. I don't know how there's fauna underwater, underground, but there's a Weasel and a Psyduck and a Gastrodon. I'm really looking forward to exploring this more. Like, this is gonna be a ton of fun. And they said that, so as you decorate your room with different types of statues, I hope you can decorate it with more than statues, but they say you can decorate your room, your secret base, with specific Pokemon statues, and those statues unlock new Pokemon. This is probably a way for them to gate which Pokemon you're able to find in these areas, because you get access to the underground almost immediately. And hopefully with this statue unlock system, what it means is you can find some really cool Pokemon at that point in the game, and then once you beat the game, you get like a Charizard statue, a Snorlax statue, whatever, Heatran statue, and then all of a sudden you can find like fully evolved Pokemon. Maybe this is how you get all the other generation 1, 2, 3, 4 Pokemon. Maybe this is how you get generation 5, 6, 7, 8 Pokemon. I don't know. We don't know, but I think that this Grand Underground is going to be a ton of fun. It's going to provide a ton of post-game content, and it's also going to be the key to unlocking the secrets of the national decks. If you want to complain about the graphical style, this is not the channel for you. I think it looks good. I think it looks better. I think graphically this looks better than what we had seen before, but what I was looking forward to in this trailer was really just getting more features and getting a real feel of what this version of Sinnoh is going to look like. We didn't get Megas, we didn't get Gigantamax forms, no Z moves, no regional forms, and to be honest, I don't know if we're actually going to get any of those things. At the end of the trailer, when they showed Palkia and Dialga, they started glowing, and I thought, okay, this is the reveal. If there are forms, this is the reveal. But to be honest, we haven't seen Giratina, we haven't seen Arceus. Maybe Giratina is going to get a new form. Like, I don't know, maybe. I think this ship has sailed, but something that I did want at one point in time was a distorted form of Palkia and Dialga, similar to like the Shadow Lugia. It would essentially be something to mirror the distortion form of Giratina. You have the origin form and then you have the distortion form. And for whatever reason, I always saw Dialga and Palkia more closely related to Arceus. And I think what this would do is really tied together those 3 box legendaries more closely together in lore. I understand that they interact with each other, but I don't think that they interact as closely as Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza. The trio in 4th gen, I think they need something else to tie them together. And we did get the confirmation that Pokemon from BDSP can go to home, which means they can go to Sword and Shield, which means, this is my theory, Sword and Shield will get a 3rd DLC. I don't think it's going to be a full new map. I do think it's going to be a 3rd DLC that unlocks a huge majority of the Pokemon that are not currently in the game. Mark my words. If you stayed this far into the video, consider subscribing. Are you gonna buy Brilliant Diamond or are you gonna buy Shining Pearl? Let me know in the comments. Click right here to watch another video. Thank you so much for watching and good luck hunting.